Hey, 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 good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. This is Brad Varnell with the Infinite Crypto YouTube channel. And tonight I am coming to you live from Las Vegas, Nevada. That's where I'm from. And I am excited to share some information with you about private sale access. So, a lot of the questions that I get when I'm on these live streams is how do I get into so many private sales and how can I help my community get into private sales? So, some of you might know this, but I'm in the middle of a challenge called 75 Hard, which is a mental toughness challenge that is carrying over to my YouTube challenge. I decided a few days ago to do 75 days of 75 videos in a row. Today is video number 4, day number 4. And I am excited to say that I've got the video for tomorrow all the way done. It's edited, it's ready to be published. And so the block space, I can't talk tonight. The video for the block space deep dive and giveaway is all set to go. That'll be getting published tomorrow morning. I wanted to wait until the morning to publish it so that it really gets the full attention of all of the Saturday morning breakfast goers. But I thought what I would do tonight for a few minutes for today's video is to talk a little bit about private sales and private sale access, and also kind of throw a couple of ideas out there to the group. So for those of you that are new to the channel, my name's Brad Varnell. Hi, Jerron. Hey, Jay. How you guys doing? And this channel was basically created because I was lucky enough to have a mentor that walked me through and held my hand the first couple of years in crypto and helped me to achieve my financial freedom and my financial independence and get me away from the old JOB, the just over broke. So my wife and I don't have to work in the traditional world anymore. I work from home and we live off of my crypto investments. And so I started this channel to pay that forward and to help as many folks as I could to get that freedom. And, one of the things that I try to do is bring giveaways, whether it be whitelists or tokens to the community that can hopefully, maybe get you guys some many multiples on your money. And then I'm also able to bring some private sales to the community, but those are kind of sporadic. So I wanted to show you guys how I'm getting in on more. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to do a quick screen share here. And hopefully the Gains of Venture Capitalist platform doesn't mind me doing this. I don't think they will, but I'm going to show you my back office here real fast. Let me make sure that I'm on the right website. There we go. So this is the platform that Gains uses to get access to their private sales. So they just created this platform before this. And the only thing I don't like about this StreamYard software is I can't really go from one screen to another without actually stop sharing and then sharing the new screen. So, but I could go into my email box and I could show you a list a mile long of projects that I'm in through the Gains tokens before this started. So this is just showing me for 36 investments and a contributed investment amount of 26,000. In this lower tier, I've got 10,000 tokens here. It shows here I'm in the Silverfishes tier. But one of the awesome things about this platform is you can connect your wallet to it. And we're going to go over here and look at the deals. So right now, these are some of the deals that the Gains platform has brought us. So right now, we have Nested Finance. And it's pretty cool because check this out. If I want to read about Nested Finance, I want to see all of the details, I can click here on Nested Finance and hit the overview button here. And then I can read all about Nested Finance. Goes through the problem that they're trying to solve and the solution, talks a little bit about the token, shows the roadmap, gets down in here, shows some of the backers. I guess Alan Howard and Republic Capital and a few others are pretty big It will then give you their website, their Telegram, and all of the information. It'll show here that the gains round is a marketing round at 0.44 or 44 cents. It shows the vesting. It's a 3-month lock followed by a linear daily vesting for 24 months. And the way that you get in on these deals is you would just go here and you would hit this pledge button, and it's going to ask me to connect a wallet, Binance Smart Chain, and let's just say this is one with because of the 3-month cliff that I'm going to go ahead and pass on this one. But let's say I wanted to pledge to it, I would hit that, and then I would just click the pledge button here. Now that doesn't mean I'm necessarily going to get $1,000, but that would get me pledged. And then when the sale goes live, normally within about 24 hours of them taking the pledge, the sale goes live. Then I would come back and this pledge button would turn into a contribute button. So these are a handful that they have brought recently. A couple of these didn't get enough interest, but I'm going to click back to my portfolio here and just give you guys a little bit of an idea. So these 10,000 tokens right now would run you roughly somewhere in the ballpark of around 33,000 to 4,000. I don't know exactly what they're sitting at. Somewhere between about 30 and 40 cents a token. So $3 to $4 grand would get you these tokens. Now let me do this here. So here we go. So I was able to get $500 into one called ArtFi, 1,000 into Happy Land, 1,000 into Cybertrade, 1,400 into Hanada, 500 into Earn Guild. Let me do 25, a list of 25 instead of just the first 5. Then some of them are a little bit less. I was only able to get 300 into Kajura, but that's been a really good one. 400 into Dragonland. 5IRE was 500. Colony was 600, 500, 500, 500, 1,000. Actually, this was Network land. This one worked out pretty well for me. This plot of land cost me $550. Right now, I've got offers that I haven't accepted for right around $1,600 worth of Ethereum. So it's sitting at 3x. This one is at about 2x, and so on and so forth. This one, you can see I only was able to get $150 in on it. But just go down the list and you can see that I've been able to get into some of them for some pretty decent amounts. Some of them I'm still waiting on launching. Some of them have partially received the tokens and so on and so forth. But the Gains platform is one of my favorite ways to get into private sales. Now, while I'm talking here, I'm just looking at this. I'm not seeing the other screen. I'm going to click back over to where I can see any of your comments. And okay, so now I can kind of see what's going on here. Hello, Holden and Hadar, Malik, how you doing? Nice to see you guys. But anyways, the Gains platform is definitely a great way to look at getting into some private sales. The other avenue that I like is I have talked about, I've talked about this a handful of times, and it's called Altcoin Ignition, which is a Discord group that I'm in. It's a paid group, and I don't recommend paying for very many crypto groups, but this is one that I've gotten my money's worth out of many times over. And one of the things that this Altcoin Ignition does is they put together pooling groups. And that's one of the things, I'm not sure exactly who all is still on here, but one of the things that I've been thinking about doing is doing a pooling group. So I don't know if any of you have ever heard of like the Seedify Launchpad, the Seedify Launchpad, or if you've heard of like Engine Starter Launchpads. So most of those Launchpads, you need 1,000 tokens, 5,000 tokens, 10,000 tokens, all the way up to like 100,000 tokens. And, for Seedify, the tokens are about $5 a piece right now. So minimum investment, even for 1,000 tokens, is $5 grand. And for the top tier where you're really guaranteed the biggest allocations, you need like 100,000 Seedify. So this Altcoin Ignition has gained the trust of its community, and it has a lot of people that are part of the Discord group. And so we have done a pool. So the pool that I'm in right now, We have 50,000 Seedify pooled. I have 1,000 of them myself, and then multiple other people have tokens in there. So I'm going to hit the stop screen here on the Gains platform, and I'm going to then come back over here and pull up the Seedify. Once again, I haven't asked for permission to do this. I hope I don't get myself in trouble. I don't see why they would be upset. I'm kind of putting in a plug for the Altcoin Ignition, paid group. So I don't think they'd be too unhappy with me if I got them some new members. But this Seedify pool here, nope, that's not the right website. Where do we want to hear? Here we go. So they call it the Seedify whale pool. But you can see here, this one started back in about November. So when I got into it in November, these are all of the sales that I've got into. So we have Gia Everworld, Good Games Guild, Scotty Beam, Cryo Wars, and then let me go here to the next batch. Tryhards, Age of Tanks Public Round, Attack Wagon, Last Survivor Private, Geopoly, Hololoot. Then we have Geopoly Private, Geopoly Public. We were able to get into Spark. I was also able to get into Sidus and Sidus Senate. Sidus and Sidus Senate. And then let's go here. We got the Echio Space, Eartha, Mouse Hunt, Bit Hotel Public, Universe Island, Parallel. Let's keep on going here. World of the Fish Public, Metastrike, Space Misfits, Sin City, Cybertrade Public, Bullaverse Public, Plutonians. This is all since November, guys. Plutonians Private, Plutonians Public, Battleverse Private, Battleverse Public, Altava, Toyoverse Public, and then Outer Ring here is the last one. So I didn't count all of those. And I don't want to leave this up for too long. Like I say, it's not really, there's nothing in here that would be really super private, but at the same time, you guys don't need to see the whole thing. I just wanted to share enough of it with you so that you would get an idea. Now, the thing about those pools, is that they're not huge. So my $5,000 worth of Seedify is only getting me maybe $20, $30, $40 allocations. But as you can see, that list was pretty massive. I want to say that since November, that was probably in the ballpark of 40 or 50 different sales. So even at $30 a piece, you're talking about $1,200, $1,500 into all of these private sales. And some of those have done amazingly well. Sidus launched to over 100x. Cryo Wars, I want to believe, if I remember correctly, was at over 300x. And so, then I could bring up the same type of a spreadsheet for Engine Starter. It looks exactly the same. I've got about, at this point, I want to say I've got about 100,000 of the Engine Starter tokens, and our pool altogether has about 1.5 million in the pool. Well, I love Altcoin Ignition, and I think that what they do is very valuable, but I can do it too. The only thing standing between me and being able to facilitate something like that for my community is, enough participation, enough people that are willing to, whether it be, 100 S-Fund tokens would be, $500. I don't know what I would need to set the minimum at. The only thing that would stop me from doing something like that is the participation. If I could get 10,000, 20,000, 50,000 Seedify tokens pooled collectively, I would be happy to do, something like that where everybody would end up benefiting. Same thing kind of with Engine Starter. With the Gains tokens, you guys can get in on that yourself. But 2 or 3 of you, if you have friends, if you don't have 4,000 lying around to buy 10,000 Gains tokens, consider maybe getting together with 2 or 3 people and splitting it up. There's nothing wrong with getting $100, $200, $300 worth of an allocation. So as you saw, I got a lot of allocations for in the ballpark of like $300 to $1,000. So even if you're only getting, say, $500 allocations, you're looking at $168 a person or $166 a person. That adds up when they're doing sales multiple times a month, and you're getting that $150, $200 in on 5 projects, 10 projects, 20 projects. I have roughly, between Seedify, Engine Starter, and Gains, I want to say I'm probably up to 150 to 200 private sales. I don't really count the Seedify and the Engine Starter as big deals because they're small amounts of money, but I've probably got 80 to 100 that I was able to invest a minimum of 3 to 500 in, and several of them several $1,000. And then last but not least, one of my favorite ways to do private sales is when I can leverage the YouTube channel, and by adding value to a project, by taking the project and sharing it with my community, by doing videos on it, by sharing it on my Twitter and my Instagram and my different, my Facebook news feeds, by adding value to the project, I'm able to get some pretty nice private sale allocations that I'm able to forward onto you guys. I always take a chunk of them, of course, for myself, but just recently I was able to sell Whitley.io to the community. We did Beam Swap and we did Ghost Market. I was able to do a little bit of a token called Soul Chicks. And then there's another one that we're waiting to launch, and only a few of us got in on it, but it's called DeFi Yield. So just over the last few months, I've been able to bring 4 or 5 projects to the Infinite Crypto community. Let's go over here and see. Jay's got a question. Hi, Piwa. Thank you for being here. So nice to see you. I hope you're doing fantastic. Happy Friday night, probably Saturday morning where you are by now. Right now it's about 11:41 here in Las Vegas, PM, 11:41 PM. Jay, Brad, are you selling to get your money back and reinvesting into new projects? So the short answer is most of the time, yes. I do like to take my first allocation a good portion of the time, and if it launches well, and I can get my initial investment back out of it by selling the first initial batch of tokens, I usually prefer to do that. There's been some real banger of projects that I really think are going to be massive that I hold on to, and I got to be a little bit careful because these projects, a lot of the projects that are coming to me, part of the reason that they're coming to me is because I'm going to be supporting the project. And so I don't want anybody to ever think that I'm just here to, get the tokens and dump them. I'm a long-term supporter of the Whitley project. I plan on owning those tokens for a long time. I think it's going to take a couple of years for those tokens to mature. Beam Swap. I haven't sold any Beam Swap tokens. In fact, I've been buying more as the market's been kind of ripping it down. And then same thing with Ghost Market. I haven't sold any of my allocation of Ghost Market. I kind of wish I would have sold some of them. Because it has come down a bit since launch, but I haven't sold any of those. But in general, the answer to that question is yes. These are high risk, high reward, and it definitely makes sense to pull out your initial investment and then let the rest ride if you want to. But if you can get your initial investment out of the first 10 or 15% of the tokens and then be free rolling on the other 80 or 90%, that is definitely the way to go. So with that, folks, I don't have a whole lot more to say. When I get this published, I will put the links, some of the links to some of the gains information in there for you. I will shoot a referral link to the Altcoin Ignition. If you guys are interested in taking a look at Altcoin Ignition, you can get a free week. Check it out. They do a lot of amazing pools. The other pool that I forgot to mention with the Altcoin Ignition is I'm part of a Star Atlas pool. So collectively, we have over $100,000 that we bought ships with. And now we are taking the yield from those ships and we're earning Atlas tokens every single month. So I was able, my son, I got a 15-year-old son that's into crypto. He invested $500 into that. My dad invested $500 into that pool, and I invested $1,000 into that pool. So we've got a couple thousand of the 100,000 plus. The ships have appreciated. The ships have been going up. So we have made some money on the ships, although we don't see that. It's unrealized profits. But now we're earning those Star Atlas tokens every single month. And I think that that is a project too that could mature and turn into some, incredible passive income. So Altcoin Ignition is definitely worth checking out. The owner of it, a gentleman named Mark Fu, is super, super good trader. He doesn't spend a lot of time trading anymore because it's like a full-time job, but he has been spot on with a lot of his Bitcoin predictions over the last few months. He was very cautious over the last month or two when there was a lot of bullishness, and he's been playing it pretty safe, and he's been doing really well. Dollar cost averaging in on some of these dips, selling on some of the pumps, and just generally being cautious. I mean, he's definitely bullish long term, but he's being smart in the short term. They also have a gems channel where they call out some of the hidden gems. So a couple of the tokens that I've done videos on over the last handful of months, I actually heard about through Altcoin Ignition. One of them was the Metis token. He talked about Metis when it was about $7. I did a video on it, and at its peak, it ran all the way up to almost 300. And I believe it is sitting right now at still around $100 to $150. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head a couple more. But when he recommends a low cap gem, most of the time I usually buy some of it. And then a lot of times it ends up being in the videos. So a lot of the videos that you guys have seen are kind of compliments of that Discord group. And that was where I heard about the token for the first time. So with that, guys, we're at 21 going on 22 minutes. It's late. I don't want to keep you guys up all night. And then I've noticed that the longer these videos go, the less we end up getting, views wise. So with that, folks, be ready to watch the video tomorrow. If this is your first time to the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bells. You're going to want to see the token that I'm doing a deep dive on tomorrow, the Blockspace token. Its ticker is BLS. I'm giving away a little over $100 worth of those tokens. And also the video that I did yesterday, I'm giving away $50 in yesterday's video. And then in tomorrow's video, I'm giving away about $120, about $40 worth of tokens to 3 different people in tomorrow's video. So you're going to want to get that notification and get in and hop into that video. And with that, folks, I don't see any more questions. So for right now, I think I will call it a night, and wish you guys all a fantastic Friday night. Have a great weekend, and we will see you tomorrow. God bless. Take care.